morning, I'm Louise Digby, registered nutritional therapist, and I am in the clinic today and I've got a little gap between clients. So I thought I would jump on here and talk to you today about the link between gut health and weight management. It's not the first thing that we think about when we're trying to lose weight is the balance of our gut and what's going on in there. And, this is something that you want to pay attention to if you're finding that, despite doing seemingly all the right things, you're not seeing the results that you would expect to see. And, there are numerous ways in which the gut can impact your metabolism and your weight loss progress. So that's what I want to talk you through today. So I think one thing that I want to make clear from the beginning is that while we're talking about gut health and the link to your weight management, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to have gut symptoms. And this is something that I'm going to touch on more later in the week. But just be aware that, I'm not just talking about people who have IBS or bowel conditions. Anyone that's struggling with their weight could have imbalances in their guts, and they may not have digestive symptoms to go with that. So how is our gut linked to our weight loss and our metabolism? Well, there's a few different ways. There's some quite good research now to show that there are quite strong links between the bacteria in the gut and kind of the balance of the bacteria, the diversity of the bacteria, and in some cases certain species of bacteria that can actually impact the way that you extract calories from your food, and therefore impact the amount of calories that you absorb from your food. What it can also do is it can increase the amount of sugars that you absorb from your food, so that you have more of a blood sugar high after eating certain foods. And what that means is that a meal for one person could cause a blood sugar high, whereas for someone else, that same meal, same amount, same time of day, all the same other variables might not cause the same blood sugar high, and it's all to do with the bacteria that's in the gut. So it's important to know that there's more to it than just what you eat. We are kind of what we absorb and what we can digest, and we've got to put good stuff in, but also we've got to be able to process that and absorb it, and for it to not disrupt the gut bacteria as well. One way in which bacteria, or another way in which bacteria can disrupt your weight management is there are certain types of bacteria in the gut that can produce an enzyme called beta glucuronidase. And this is an enzyme which, let's go back a few steps. Hormones. So when we are eliminating hormones from the body, what happens is we break them down, or we change them in the liver so that we can safely eliminate them, and they get moved from the blood to the liver, and then they get moved through the bile into your digestive tract, where they are then hopefully eliminated when you have a bowel movement. And that process doesn't always work well, because what can happen is these bacteria can produce this enzyme beta glucuronidase, and that enzyme can actually reactivate some of these neutralized hormones, and then those hormones can be reabsorbed into your circulation. So the hormones that you're supposed to be eliminating, sometimes they're being reabsorbed and recirculated, and that can cause disruption to your sex hormones. And we know that your sex hormones are very key to your weight management. So that could be happening in the gut. Another thing that's very similar is that if you're not having a bowel movement at least once a day, if not twice a day, then you are not eliminating very regularly, and therefore there's more opportunity for this reabsorption of hormones to happen. So regular bowel movements are important for your weight management. Another way in which your gut can be linked to your weight is that if there are imbalances in the gut bacteria or the yeast, then what can happen is those bacteria and yeast can produce toxins, and we absorb those toxins, and your toxic load is very important, because if your toxic load is high, then your liver can actually reduce, or your liver might not be eliminating toxins as efficiently as it could be, and that toxic load could build up. And your body's kind of backup mechanism for reducing toxic load is to store away those toxins in fats. So your body can actually up-regulate fat storage if the liver is not eliminating toxins quick enough. And that, of course, will slow down your weight loss progress and can lead to weight loss plateaus. Another way in which your gut is linked to stubborn weight is a lot of autoimmune issues. So where your immune system kind of attacks your own body, a lot of these issues can stem from an unhappy gut environment. We know that you're much more likely to develop autoimmune issues if there are disruptions to the gut microbiome. And one of these autoimmune issues can be to do with the thyroid, known as Hashimoto's. And essentially what can happen is, because of the imbalances in the gut, this can disrupt your immune function, and your immune system can attack your thyroid and suppress its function. And the thyroid is very important for your metabolism, the speed of your metabolism, and your fat burning. So that's another way in which your gut is linked to your progress and to your metabolism. And these are kind of the key ones. There's more ways in which the gut is linked, but as you can see, there are many different ways in which your gut, if it's not happy, if it's not well balanced, that it could be impacting your overall progress. So the key takeaway here is that no amount of calorie restriction is going to address imbalances in the gut. And so if part of your problem is coming from imbalances in the gut, then going on another diet isn't going to resolve that. And even things that we're told are good for the gut, like eating bio yogurt, or even potentially taking probiotics, these are things that are not going to necessarily get you radical changes in the health of your gut. Those are both things that are focused on adding in bacteria to your gut, but sometimes the problem can be to do with there already being an overgrowth of bacteria that we don't want to have, and adding more beneficial bacteria isn't necessarily going to help with that. It can do if there's quite a minor imbalance, but if there's something more going on, which is often what we see for our clients, then those things are often a waste of money. So what we need to be doing overall is we need to be nurturing the gut to enable us to balance our hormones, really, so that we can lose weight in a way that's actually going to be sustainable and healthy. So this week and next week, I'm going to be talking to you more about the gut and the types of things that we can be doing to get the gut healthy. So this video really is my introduction to this theme of the gut for the next couple of weeks. Let me know in the comments, is this making sense to you? Is this resonating with you? Have you ever done any stuff to work on your gut? Do you have gut symptoms? Let me know in the comments, and keep an eye out for the rest of the posts that are coming over the next couple of weeks to learn more on this topic. Thanks so much for joining me today. Make sure you give this video a like if it's been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.